What are we doing, huh? A little bit of sati would be really nice. Sati means awareness of what is going on. Yeah? But we love to run our programs because the one who runs it can then sleep. Yeah? Just working, talking. Yeah, walking, eating. Yeah, just running off our program. Yeah? So when we came into this life, what was our idea? What did we want to accomplish? I mean, if you are spiritual people, and otherwise you wouldn't be here. Before we are born, we normally have a goal. We want to accomplish something. And sometimes it doesn't necessarily mean, that we have to accomplish something spiritual, but for instance, we can train ourselves to teach, so that once we are spiritually accomplished, then we can teach others. Yeah? Or we can learn other traits. Yeah? But I mean, before we are born, we put our attention on what do I want to accomplish in this life. Yeah? And then we are born and forget everything. And only after a while, some of us remembered, I wanted to do this. Yeah? So, that means for us, sometimes we should reflect. What do we want to do with our life that we still have? Yeah? I mean, we can't change the past, yeah? But from now on, I mean, we can put our attention on our goal that we want to achieve within this life. Yeah, if we can make it or not, I mean, that depends. That depends on our effort, and sometimes it also depends on the parami that we have acquired in the previous life. Yeah? I mean, always be firm on your goal. I mean, ask yourself the question. Yeah? Why am I born? Yeah? What is the purpose of this life? Yeah? What kind of purpose did I pick when I was born? Yeah? What is the goal? Yeah? And what am I doing to accomplish this goal? Yeah? If I want to be liberated, I mean, the goal is quite clear. And the path to the goal is also quite clear. The Lord Buddha pointed it out very wisely, yeah, and very detailed. Yeah, I mean, all the suttas and all, all the three baskets, full of teaching. Yeah? The Vinaya that we just recited, the the Dhamma, yeah, and the Abhidhamma, the higher Dhamma. That's all for us, to know, to understand, yeah, and then to go the path of practice, the path of practice of Sila, Samadhi, Panya. But there are some prerequisites for being able to go this path, yeah? And it is generosity. If we cannot be generous with material things, how can we be generous, letting go of our ideas that are so much closer to us than our material objects? Yeah? That's why generosity is important. Yeah? Gratitude, being grateful for what is given to us, and especially, that holds true when we are monks, yeah? or when we are lay people who are living in this monastery, because we live off the work of other people. Yeah? We don't do any work, we don't harvest food, we don't grow food, we don't even cook food, yeah. We don't build a kutis, and we don't buy the rope material, to clothe us, yeah. And all the things that we need and the medicines, yeah. It's all given to us, yeah. So being grateful for what is given to us, yeah. I mean, this is one of the prerequisites, in order to be able to go the path, yeah. And respect, yeah. Being respectful to each other, being respectful to one's teacher, yeah. Being respectful to one's parents, yeah. And being respectful, almost, foremost, yeah. Being respectful to the Lord Buddha. Without the Lord Buddha, we wouldn't be able to even see the path. Yeah? We would be able just to run our programs, and live the way, the rest of the world is living. Yeah? Without the Lord Buddha, there wouldn't be any path to freedom, any path to liberation from the dukkha. Yeah? So, respect, yeah? Being grateful and generosity are the prerequisites that we need in order to go along the path. Yeah? And we will see it, the longer we go the path, if some of these three virtues are lacking. Yeah? Sometimes it's a virtue of respect, sometimes it's a virtue of gratitude, sometimes it's a virtue of generosity. We should have enough, and be able to come to this place. I mean, we should have enough of it. Yeah? Why are these? It's not only that they are important for our practice, but when we look at the requirements, that lead to heaven, then it's respecting the respecting the 5 precepts plus these 3 virtues. Otherwise, we cannot go to heaven. Yeah? And if you remember the path, that leads to the end of dukkha, or leads to liberation, starts with sotapanna, with stream entry. In the stream entry, it doesn't go down. It doesn't go to the lower realms, to the animal realm, or ghost realm, or demon realm, or hell realm. Yeah? He either goes, to the place of human beings, or to the heaven. Yeah? So, that is also one of the reasons, yeah, why we need to have these prerequisites, yeah? Generosity, yeah? Gratitude and respect. In ample measures, to be able to go that path. Yeah? Of course, the more virtues, the more of these 3 virtues we have, the easier it is to go this path. Yeah? And of course, with sila, yeah? With our 227 precepts, or for the lay people who live here in the monastery with the 8 precepts, yeah? Keeping them, yeah? And then forget about it, and not breaking them anymore. Yeah? And then we can start with samadhi. And if our samadhi is not going well, it is certainly, one of these prerequisites that are not met. Yeah? It's a prerequisite, maybe of generosity, or maybe of respect, or maybe of gratitude, or our sila is not complete. Yeah? That's why we can't enter samadhi. Yeah? Upachara samadhi or apana samadhi. Or we are lacking in our effort. Yeah? Effort is needed. Yeah? Effort is needed to enter samadhi. Yeah? We need to be willing, yeah? We need to be willing, to turn the mind back from its thought or from its memories back to the Buddha or back to the breath, yeah? Until it stays there. Yeah? And what kind of thoughts? You've done it now for quite a while, maybe for a few years, yeah? So what is preventing? What kind of thoughts? They give you a hint. What kind of thoughts or memories that come up, yeah, are preventing you from to enter upachara samadhi? Huh? Sometimes, once in a while, analyze it. What is preventing you from going to Upachara Samadhi? Why do you still hang on your thoughts? Yeah? What is preventing you? And if you do your daily reflection, you will see it. You will be able to see it. Or after the reflection, reflect about that. Yeah, what kind, what type, not what thought comes up. No, what type of thoughts are coming up that constantly distract you. Yeah? And then investigate this, and see the vanity of these thoughts, or see the vanity of these memories that constantly keep distracting you. Be smart a little bit, yeah? But it's difficult, smartness is not programmed into robots, yeah? The robots just fulfill their task, yeah? There's no smartness within them. So, we have to develop it. We have to develop how to be clever. There's a Pali expression, I forgot it, mani so, skillful means, yeah? And that's exactly where our smartness comes in, yeah? Using skillful means, to block out or to to get rid of these thoughts and these memories that constantly block us from entering Upachara Samadhi. Upachara Samadhi is there when thought stops, yeah? If you can't remember it. It is our safe house, it's our safe place, yeah? It's there where we recharge our batteries, yeah? It's where we recharge our energy, yeah? And the longer we are in the safe house, the less we need to sleep, yeah? If you still need to sleep 8 or 10 hours, it's way off, yeah? Normally when you do practicing the whole day, all what you need is 5 hours, 4 hours of sleep, yeah? And when you practice well, it is 2 hours or 3 hours. Yeah? That's all what we need, yeah? When we rest ourselves in samadhi. Yeah? If you can't do that, there's something wrong. Then then your rest in samadhi is not deep enough so that you still think that you need more sleep. Or you sleep too long and then you never get into samadhi. Yeah? It's also a hindrance. Yeah? Sleeping too long is a hindrance. Talking during the day is a hindrance to enter samadhi. Don't be interested in anything else. Yeah? Remember your goal, just like I said in the beginning. Remember of the goal that you picked when you were born. Yeah? Remember it, once in a while, once a week, or twice a week. This is my goal. This is, in the path, yeah, that leads to this goal. Yeah? If that is clear, and then just go the path. Don't worry about your progress. Yeah? If you walk along the path, then you will end up at your goal. Yeah? If you walk in the right direction. Yeah? And the path to liberation is quite a quite a straight line. Yeah? We prepare ourselves in sila. We keep the silas. We keep the precepts or the 227 rules. Yeah. And then we train ourselves, to stay at one point. Yeah. Be it the Buddha or be it the breath. Knowing about this point, knowing about the Buddha. Is the Buddha fast? Is the Buddha slow? Is it shallow or is it deep? Yeah? Or knowing about the breath. Is the breath fast or is it slow? Is it deep or is it shallow? Yeah? That's what we have to train. Yeah? And whenever there's a thought, we come back to the Buddha or we come back to the breath. Yeah? And then we are extremely patient with this. Yeah? If it doesn't work today, it might work tomorrow. If it doesn't work tomorrow, it might work the day after tomorrow, and so on. Yeah? We are not giving up. Yeah? We're not saying, I can't do that. Yeah? Our mind can do it if we want to do it. Yeah? But we are too lazy. Yeah? Sometimes we are too lazy to do it. We don't want to force the mind. We think it will break our mind if we force it too much. Yeah? No, it doesn't. It doesn't break. Yeah? If we try, too hard, yeah, then of course we can break. But we are not trying hard. Yeah? All what we do is put our effort and strength in pulling the mind back and say, here's the Buddha. That's where your workplace is. Don't stray away from the workplace. Or there's the breath. And that's where you place of work is. Don't stray away from the place of work. Yeah? We don't force it on the tip of the nose, or we don't force it on the Buddha. No. We use the force to bring the mind back from these lovely memories that we think they are lovely and we don't see the dukkha in it. Yeah? Or from these lovely thoughts and ideas that we have, and bringing it back, I don't want to, I want to still think this thought. No. That is another thought. I still want to think this thought. Yeah? Just replace every thought that you have, every memory that you have, every visual thought, that you have with the word Buddha, or with the attention on the breath at the tip of the nose. Yeah? Until our attention stays there, our concentration stays there, and then concentration and sati, this awareness about the quality of the breath or the quality of the Buddha, separates out. Yeah? And and this knowingness, returns from where it's coming, or from the citta. And it becomes quieter and quieter and quieter. Less and less thoughts are coming, until there's no more thought coming. And our knowing of the breath that was at the beginning was, we could feel it, in our nostrils, disappears and becomes very clear knowing that the breath is going in and breath is going out. We can't feel it anymore, and that doesn't really matter, because the less we feel it, the better we know it. That it's still going in and still going out, that it is deep, that it is shallow, and so on and so on. And that's the same thing with the Buddha. Yeah? So get yourself, some people just practice wrongly, and then try to force it too much. That's not what we do. We don't force it on the Buddha. We don't force it. We don't force the breath. Yeah? No, we just return. The moment our attention is gone from the breath or from the Buddha, we return it, and that's where we use some force. Yeah? We need to cut that attachment to these thoughts and to these memories, and bring the attention back. Yeah? Just replace one thought with the thought of Buddha, or with our attention on the tip of the nose, where the breath goes in and goes out. Yeah? That's all. It's very easy to describe the kind of work to do. Yeah? But we don't like easy things, we like complicated things. Yeah? And we like to measure, our progress. Yeah? And that's not the way. Yeah? All what we can do is, that's why I like this simile. We just, we take a shovel and dig a hole. Yeah? As long as we stay at the same place, the hole will come. Yeah? And this hole is this is similar for samadhi. Yeah? The deeper the hole, the deeper our samadhi. Yeah? Why can't we just dig at the same place? Yeah? Why are you constantly distracted? Oh, I'm tired. Oh, I'm bored. I'm this or I'm that. Yeah? This is much nicer. Why shouldn't I have a drink? Why shouldn't I have a pee? And so on. Yeah? Just dig and dig and dig. And the longer you dig, the deeper the hole will become. Yeah? And the more you can rest, from all the sensation, from the heat, from the cold, that is where our safe place is. Yeah? Just remember this well, yeah. And ask yourself, in the reflection in the evening, or after the reflection in the evening, what prevents me? Yeah? Ask yourself the question, what prevents me from going into Upachara Samadhi? Yeah? Apana Samadhi is still very difficult. Yeah? It's not, you might not be able to reach it. Yeah? You might be able to reach it if you're completely alone. Yeah? If you're somewhere, don't see anybody, don't hear anything, if you just concentrate on your Buddha or on the breath. Yeah? Not engaging into anything, except the daily routines that we have to do. Yeah? That's already difficult because we are bored. It's boring. Yeah? That's why we don't do it. No, Apana Samadhi, the one-pointedness where everything disappears, where we can see that this whole world or this whole universe is an illusion, that is quite difficult to reach. It's also, Apana Samadhi is also called the preview of Nibbana. That's, yeah. And when you come out, when you come out of this preview, the first thought is you want to go back. You don't want to live in this, virtual reality. Yeah? You can say it is a virtual reality, though it seems so real. Yeah? But that's why it's called virtual reality. This world seems so real, and it works so fine, just like a video game works so fine. You turn around the corner and there's the enemy, or there's some some treasure or whatever, or some book or some knowledge or things like that. Yeah. And there's some logic to it. Yeah. Just like in our life, there's some logic to it. There's karma to it. Yeah. Whatever we do unto others, others will do unto us. Yeah. And whatever happens to us is that what we have done unto others. Yeah. Karma. Yeah. Very logical. And it doesn't know, it doesn't know mercy, it doesn't know, doesn't know punishment, it just, we just get back what we gave. Yeah. That's why I sometimes say there's nothing free in this world, whatever we want to have, is what we have to work for it. Yeah. So remember this well. I'm only talking today, I'm only talking about samadhi because it's not firm yet. Yeah, your sati has not developed yet to a great extent. And that samadhi is the kind of practice where we develop sati as well. Yeah? In the beginning, it's just concentration together with sati until sati and concentration separates out. Concentration is still on the Buddha or is still on the breath, whereas sati, goes back to the heart, where it's coming from. Sati is this knowingness, is this pure knowingness. That's completely objective. And that's why we can rest, that's why we can feel happy. Yeah? In Upachara Samadhi, when all these thoughts and memories are gone, there's no future, there's no past, there's just happenings. So reflect, Anyway, your daily reflection is, of the utmost importance, In the evening or, in the afternoon, do it, Do it as much as you can, It's also a training for memory, and it is, the first stage of investigation. What is happening? What I'm doing? Why am I doing the things that I'm doing? And you will see that in the reflection. Why did I need to talk to this? To my colleague. Was it really useful or was it just blah blah? Most of it is just blah blah. Or what did the Lord Buddha say? Animal talk. Talking about this, talking about that. Animal talk. So put some effort. Put some effort, into your practice. And look what is, look what is happening. And if you see you sleep too long, cut down on sleep. As I said, there are two great enemies. It's too long of a sleep, and engaging in talking. Otherwise we don't have any distraction here at this monasteries. There are only a few lay people coming, and then in the morning at 9:30 they're all gone. We don't see anybody, we can't engage, So that's only the other colleagues, Let's have something to drink, When we drink, we meet this person or that person and we talk. Why do we talk? Why do we need to talk? So, long sleep, and talking, engaging in conversation. Of course, we tell ourselves, it's conversation about Dhamma. No. Not conversation about Dhamma, it's conversation because we want to have, we want to talk, we want to converse, we want to have a conversation. That's why we talk. The rectification for that comes from the kilesa, say, it's all about Dhamma. No. If you have questions, you can ask me anytime. You know that. So, and with this I end the talk. So put some effort in your practice, yeah? And reflect of what is going wrong. I mean, after all these years, why weren't I able, to enter samadhi, upachara samadhi? Or if I did enter, why can't I enter it for an hour or for 2 hours? Yeah? And what prevents me? Yeah? So, okay. So, any question? Chula. Penny. Yes, no questions. How's your samadhi? How long can you stay in upachara? So what prevents you? Yeah, I mean that's exactly what we need to ask ourselves, Tan Udu. Huh? We are constantly busy with something, yeah? I mean, here is the perfect monastery, yeah? For getting completely calm, yeah? And what do? We're looking for other things. Oh, this I can do, yeah? Yeah? Everything, we can do anything except for practicing, yeah? Formal practice, yeah? And formal practice is working Chankram, yeah, and sitting in samadhi. That is the only practice, that leads to the end of dukkha, yeah. No matter if we do calm meditation, samatha meditation, or vipassana, investigation, yeah. And when we do investigation, what do we investigate? The first thing is the body, and the next thing is the body, and the third thing is the body, and the fourth thing is the body, yeah. And the body on the body until we understand the nature of the body. And then only come the 4 Namakandhas. Yeah? Understood? Huh? Don't waste your time. Yeah? Don't think you're young. Yeah? Huh? Use the time that you have. You don't know how things are tomorrow. Yeah? We don't know. Things are changing. Yeah? But you believe things are not changing. Hmm? Oh, cold man. So it seems to be true.